Hey guys. Hey guys, this is Joy. I am back again with another video. Welcome to the channel. I know I am a little late on here, so I do apologize about that, you guys, but welcome to the channel. All right, if this is you guys' first time tuning in, my name is Joy. I am a coach for narcissistic abuse. I'm also a love oracle and a tarot reader. All right. So, again, if this is your first time tuning in, I have been dealing with narcissistic abuse for 5+ years. I dealt with a male narcissist and I also dealt with a female narcissist. And I've actually been helping people overcome narcissistic abuse since 2016. I've been, on here with my videos. Giving out free content, helping people to heal, helping people to recover. And not only that, but with my video and my audio courses, I've helped lots of people overcome narcissistic abuse. So that's just a little bit about me, because I know sometimes people always say, well, what qualifies you to come on here and talk about narcissistic abuse? Or have you gone to school for this? It's not like I've gone to school for this. It's just I've literally lived with a narcissist for 5+ years, and I was dating a guy narcissist. So I had that one-on-one, up close and personal experience. So that's how I had the ability and authority to come on here and share my knowledge and my wisdom about narcissistic abuse. But not only that, but I've done lots of research on it. I've also talked to other coaches as well, and I've gained knowledge from them. But like I said, it's just my personal one-on-one experience that I've been dealing with the narcissist. Also, I do have experience of dealing with a borderline of 4 months. All right. So that's a little bit about me, you guys. But today I wanted to talk about ways to overcome anxiety when dealing with the narcissist. Now, I know this is something that all of us go through when we are dealing with the narcissist, while you're either in a connection or in a relationship, or even if you're living with a narcissist, or after the fact you've overcame it and you're trying to figure out, why do I have all these racing thoughts in my mind? And you're trying to see how you can deal with this. So this video is for you. All right. And I did want to mention, before I do get into it, I am going to be announcing the winners for the competition that I was doing. It was a 15-minute free giveaway one-on-one coaching session to talk to me about narcissists or anything that might be bothering you about, whether it comes to understanding what happened to you, discovering what happened to you and how to get through it. Getting clarity, getting closure, or, getting further assistance. So I have some people that did enter in, so I'm going to be announcing their names very soon, so stick around. And also make sure you guys give this video a like if you are in the room. Please feel free to share your tips or ways that you know how to overcome anxiety or how to get over it, or what you've personally done. Please feel free to share. But I just wanted to use my experiences, what I've been through. You guys know I have my notes. I always like to write down everything. So, all right, you guys. So how to deal with anxiety after narcissistic abuse. So me personally, I always recommend yoga. I've literally been doing yoga since 2009. That was actually the time I was living with my aunt narcissist. So even this was before she had kind of started to abuse me. But even doing yoga then was so healing. It was so helpful. I'm sure a lot of us know what yoga is, but probably haven't taken classes. But I personally love it. But basically, it's just a lot of you do stretches and deep breathing exercises. It's pretty much a physical workout, but then there's other kinds of sessions or activities you might do where you don't really move your body as much. You're literally just breathing or meditating. So I definitely highly recommending taking some deep breaths, or for sure take a yoga class. Maybe you can go online and watch some meditation, which I recommend, or even try it out on your own. Maybe if in your area, if there's yoga studios nearby, that's definitely helpful to reduce your anxiety. Me personally, what I did, there was a free yoga class. I was so lucky to have that to my exposal, but free yoga class that I went to every day, especially after I was dealing with the heartbreak of the narcissist choosing someone else over me, basically breaking my heart. And he did it so evilly. I don't even think that's the word, but he was just so rude and so like he did not care. He didn't give a shit. Excuse my language, but he literally did not care anything about like how I felt. But luckily, I was able to take a yoga class, and that tremendously helped me. Not only that, but what I will add in is to scream. To get over your anxiety, scream. Now you don't want to do this when there's a lot of people around. People might think you're crazy. But I literally remembered, when I was, because I would take yoga. It wasn't every day. It was probably like every other day. I try to at least make sure I get 3 yoga classes out of the week, so I would be good. But on Mondays, I specifically remember I enjoyed this guy's yoga class. I remember it used to start at 11 o'clock, and we was on Pacific Standard Time. But before we did any of the exercises, he literally told us to stand up. So we stood up, and he told us to scream at the top of our lungs. He was like, like super loud. I know I probably look crazy, right? But he literally was like, scream and let it out. Like whatever it is that you was going through, or like whatever that you had to, you were thinking about, or something that happened before you came, or even you thinking about stuff after or in the moment. He's like, scream and just literally let it out. I know we did that about like 3 times. And I remember like screaming, and I felt just like relieved. I felt the pressure just come, like all the stresses just came off of my body. You know what I mean? So that definitely helps. But along with, meditating and taking some deep breaths. So inhaling and exhaling, like literally that's how yoga is. So inhaling and exhaling. As soon as you feel that anxiety come onto you, especially after you, either if you're in a connection with a narcissist, or after the fact you might have been discarded, or even some of us, you might leave a narcissist. So either way. Also, so another way to deal with it. Okay, so your mind might be racing at this time. You have so many thoughts going on. Make sure you guys give this video a like. And again, please feel free to leave your advice as well, you guys. I'm always open to hearing what you guys have to say. So definitely leave some comments, you guys. Or if you agree with what I'm saying, give this video a thumbs up or something. Let me know. Like you could write a yes or something in there. But anyway, you guys, but if your mind is racing, I'm sure a lot of the times it is, don't believe your thoughts. And again, this could go back to, meditating, doing yoga. But the thoughts that you have in your head is like, oh, the narcissist is with somebody else that's better than me, or I'm not worth anything, or I deserve this, and I feel like shit, I'm worthless. You know what I mean? So you might have some of those thoughts in your mind, and that could be feeding your anxiety, making it even worse. So what you want to do is try to quiet that and don't believe it. Like, I know in yoga, we're taught that your thoughts are like clouds. So you know how clouds like pass on, they move, just move on, move by or whatever. That's how your thoughts can be. They could just move on, like just move, pass on by. You don't have to take it or hold on to it. You just let it go, let it flow. You know what I mean? And I would also recommend too, there's a technique you could do. You could like literally like close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, and just don't focus on the thoughts that you're thinking. Just try to quiet your mind. Just accept it. You know what I mean? Just accept, yeah, I have anxiety, but it doesn't have to like overtake you. You know what I mean? So again, don't believe your thoughts, especially if you've been discarded or you left a narcissist. Also, another thing, I recommend going outside, going for a walk, get some air, get some, just breathe, go out in nature. That's exactly what you need right now, especially if you're dealing with anxiety. You don't need to be in the house, especially not by yourself. You need to be out, walking around, move your body, that could definitely help with your anxiety. Also, again, this kind of all resonates and it's all the same in one. Go work out. Like I said, do yoga is really helpful. Or if some of you guys are not really into yoga like that, maybe you want to go to the gym, do some cardio. Maybe you guys want to lift some weights or something. same ordeal. Or maybe some of you guys want to go play some basketball. Maybe you guys want to go and play some football, volleyball. I don't know what you guys' hobbies are or what your interests are, but me personally, yoga works for me, and that's literally how I was able to heal and overcome narcissistic abuse, was my practices with yoga. Because another reason why I love yoga is because not only is it helpful for you physically, but it helps you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I don't know. I just remember at times when I was going through the anxiety, like I was hurt, because the narcissist isolated me. Um, Actually, my aunt and the guy that I was dealing with, they were both narcissists. So if you can only imagine, I had double the abuse, double the stress, the anxiety, and the put downs, and the gaslighting, and the manipulations, and all the crazy making tactics. So imagine how much abuse I was experiencing in that period of time. And I was so young at that time, you know what I mean? But yeah, so after I had removed myself from my aunt and I distanced myself from the male narc, like I said, I was able to go to yoga and practice with the other people that were there. And it literally calmed my mind for at least an hour or two. I felt amazing. It felt really great. Again, like, so that's why I said, if you guys don't have access to, going to like a park or something to do yoga, especially because everything that's going on, I'd highly recommend going online and maybe doing some yoga. Or again, if yoga is not your thing, go to a gym or something like that, or even try to practice something in your home, but just something that's relaxing. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's making sense, you guys. Also, another thing I recommend on how you can deal with anxiety after narcissistic abuse is to talk to a trusted family, friend, or coach like myself. Someone that's very understanding, someone that's caring, someone that won't judge you, which of course I won't judge you because I've been through narcissistic abuse. So I don't have any ways or any right to be like, oh, like, how could you have been so silly? Or, oh, just move on. Like, you can meet someone else. Because literally that's what people would tell me. This was my friend that I was friends with for 10 years, she never judged me for anything, especially after dealing with the male narc and my aunt. She kind of judged me a little bit with my aunt because she didn't really know my aunt, like, for who she really was. She didn't know that she was abusive towards me. She just knew that she was taking care of me, which, that's what she did. Yeah, I always thank her for that, but I wasn't expecting the abuse, and that was wrong. You know what I mean? But when it came to the borderline that I was dating, there was a friend of mine's, well, she was like an associate. We became close because I used to model when I used to live in Los Angeles. I used to do it for fun. And, she was a wardrobe stylist, and she would help me get outfits here and there. She'd do my makeup or whatever. And I remember at the time, the borderline, him and I, we became distant, and I was kind of starting to see the red flags a little bit that, he wasn't really trying to hang out with me. He was kind of bailing on me to hang out with his other guy friends. And something was telling me like maybe he might be seeing someone else. And so it turned out, yes, he was posting pictures of this girl on his Instagram, his Facebook. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to drink some water. Bear with me. But yeah, make sure you guys give this video a like, everybody, if this is making sense. But yeah, so yeah, I had found out that he was basically seeing someone else, and I ended up telling the girl, the wardrobe stylist, the one I thought was a friend, and at first she was like, okay, I understand that was hurtful. I can't believe he did that, da 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 da. And then I still kept like talking about it because in that moment of time when you're dealing with that heartbreak, when you're dealing with that post-traumatic disorder or the stress that you dealt with, you can't just move on. You're going to have to talk to somebody about it, and you can't do it alone. You get what I'm saying? So I was talking to her thinking that I could trust her, when actuality she started to say, oh, well, how come you can't move on? Like, I mean, he's with someone else, so why can't you accept it? Or you deserve better than that. And like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, what's your problem? So she was trying to make it seem like I was the one that was in the wrong, or I was like kind of silly for not being able to just up and move on. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of wrong for her to judge me in that way. And so basically I just told her, I said, hey, I'm not really liking the way that you're talking to me. So I think it's best for us to no longer be friends. Right. And you know what she said to me, you guys? She was just like, okay, that's fine. So it was like all along, she wasn't even really like trying to be a friend. She was just kind of using me to get what she was trying to go, which was trying to be a wardrobe stylist for celebrities, which I understand and I get. But don't try to use me, you know what I mean, in the process. But that's the whole LA thing, which is literally the reason why I decided to leave LA, because I'm not into that type of lifestyle. At this point, I'm not going to say I hate LA, but I hate like the politics. I hate the industry out there. It's just, it could literally suck you dry and turn you into someone else. You know what I mean? And I'm not cool with that at all. You know? So yeah, hopefully, does that make sense to you guys? Let me know. But yeah, so talk to someone that you can trust after, if you're experiencing sort of anxiety. Again, not someone that's going to judge you or make you feel bad, but somebody that really understands, that can comfort you and give you that reassurance or give you that validation, which again, people that could be narcissists or other toxic people that could be normal, but just not really, they never experienced a narcissist, so they don't even know how to talk to you about it. They can't really relate. They just judge you like, oh, just move on to the next person. Not only that, but they're probably not intuitive. They're probably not empathic. So they're just like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be mindful of that. Also, another thing I recommend on how I was able to do this as well, but I started to focus on in the moment. And don't worry about what you can't control. So again, when you do yoga, which is really why I love yoga, I highly recommend it. It literally gets you in the moment. The exercises and the poses and the meditations and everything that you're doing, it literally gets you in the moment. You're not thinking about what happened in the past. You're not thinking about what's going to happen, like what's to come. You're literally in the moment. And the reason why you have to be that way is because you might hurt yourself. Like, let's say you're trying to do, a tree pose. You can't be thinking about, oh, what am I going to have for lunch? Or, oh, like, what is the narcissist doing with this other person trying to do a tree pose or trying to do a downward facing dog? You're going to hurt yourself. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And again, don't worry about things that you can't control. And that this is really how I overcame narcissistic abuse. I'm going to kind of chat about that a little bit later. But once I realized that I only have control over myself, that helped me reduce my anxiety so much, because after I was discarded and, devalued by the narcissist, all that stuff, I was trying to control, what they were saying about me, how others saw me, all that stuff. And even like what they would post on their social media and all that. But I realized that I don't have any control over what nobody does except for me. And that's the same for all of you guys. So if you're watching this, remember to kind of reduce your anxiety for the moment, because it's probably not going to go away for a while. So this is why it's a journey. So it's like every day you just kind of do something to help you towards it. You know what I mean? Because I literally remember I did yoga. Well, I had already been doing yoga for years, but to help me with my anxiety and to help me with the stress that I was dealing after narcissistic abuse, I want to say it was probably like within a year or two, I was finally able to stop thinking those crazy thoughts and finally let it go. I was no longer obsessing about the narcissist like how I used to, especially when it first happened. Like when you first either get discarded, when you first feel that heartbreak, when you first feel betrayed, when you first feel like, oh, I feel like a fool, or I was used, or I was played, or I was abused, or this person took advantage of me. Like, it's hurtful, and your mind is just spinning. You just can't believe it. You're shocked, like all this stuff. And so a lot of people take medication. I personally don't recommend taking medication, but for some people in those instances, if you need to, feel free. But I personally don't recommend taking medication for anxiety. But That's just a whole nother story. Um, Another way to help you to deal with your anxiety after narcissistic abuse is to say no to anything that's going to make you feel like you have a lot on your plate. So any extra responsibilities, any extra tasks, if you can, try to avoid it in this moment, especially because, in this moment, you're probably feeling kind of vulnerable. You're probably feeling kind of weak. You're probably feeling kind of tired, restless. You probably feel like you're on autopilot, like you're a robot, like you're in a trance, like you've been programmed. So just try to say no to anything that's going to cause an extra burden on your life. Okay. And last but not least, this is going to sound so silly. Well, not silly, but take a nap if necessary. I know me personally, I used to take a lot of naps after dealing with the narcissist. That would kind of quiet my mind. The only thing though, this happened with my aunt and the borderline. I remember I used to have a lot of night terrors. Now that happens, especially if you're dealing with post-traumatic stress. Some of us, we might have it, but others don't. But if you need to, because a lot of us, we don't sleep after we deal with the narcissist or borderline, sociopath, whatever you want to call them, you lose sleep. So it's important that you get as much rest as you can. All right, so that's the tips that I have for you guys. Hopefully that helps everybody. I know, like I said, I came on here a little later than usual, so I will try to make sure I get on here earlier. So yeah, I have the winners for the people that entered in for the free one-on-one coaching session competition. And just as I did yesterday, if you guys wasn't watching, so I decided to basically everybody that entered into the competition was a winner. So that's kind of like what I want to do right now, because like I said, I just want to give back. I want to help as many people as I can. Narcissistic abuse is something that I'm really passionate about, and it is my mission to help as many people and give you as much clarity, help you to discover whatever it is that you need to know. I want to be there to help you. I want to help you understand. I want to help you to overcome this and to move on, because trust me, it's not easy. It's not something that you can do overnight, but with help, with a person that has the experience, with a person that's going to be there to push you, you can do it. And, that's something that I've already done, and I've helped other people do the same. So yeah, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the names here for the winners that's going to get, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and name them, because first off, I'm going to give you guys the names. So the first person that entered, I don't even know if he knew or not, because I know he watches my videos a lot, but it's Mr. ISFP, also known as Jay. So Jay, you are a winner for a free 15-minute one-on-one coaching session with me. All right. Also, Melissa Harris, you are also a winner to get a free one-on-one coaching session with me. Also, Justin Tyson, he was another winner for a free one-on-one coaching session with me. And last but not least, Jonathan Grabin, you are another winner. Congratulations to everyone. I wanted to do that again because, like I said, I know that some people don't want to reach out for help, or some people are scared to say, hey, I need coaching, or hey, I want to understand this, or I want to discover this, blah, blah, blah. So I just take it upon myself to give back, because like I said, I think it is my duty. It is my mission to tell people and make people aware of narcissistic abuse, to help with stopping this victimization and this abuse to innocent victims. And helping people recover and helping people heal and move on to a better and a healthier relationship. All right. And as I said, I've already done it myself. And like I said, since 2016, I've been helping other people do it. So it's been a blessing. It's definitely been a journey. There were ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I'm still here and I'm still going to continue to help people. So yeah, congratulations to those that won. So feel free, you guys, email me, send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com, and we will set up a one-on-one 15-minute free coaching session with me to answer any questions you have about narcissistic abuse. You need clarity about your situation. You want to do additional coaching with me, or again, you just want to know, understand it, discover more about it, whatever the case is. I'm here for you guys. So like I said, email me and we will get that set up. So that's pretty much it. Did anybody have any questions about narcissistic abuse right now in the live chat? Don't forget, you guys, like this video. And I know, like I said, I am a little late than what I usually am. It's just my dad and I, we went out shopping today, and you guys know, like at Walmart and everything, they have you wear the mask and stuff. So one of the Walmarts that we went to, it didn't have what I needed. So that kind of delayed me from coming on here earlier than what I usually do. So, but yeah. So does anybody have any questions about narcissistic abuse? Something that you're still confused about? You need clarity about it, or anything that you went through, or anything about my video courses, my audio courses, or even my coaching package program, anything like that, you guys? Are there any questions, anyone? And like I said, I really do appreciate you guys' support. Thank you guys for all your donations. And again, to those of you that have already gotten help with me, again, through my video courses and my audio courses, thank you guys so much. And any of you guys that have gotten coaching sessions with me, thank you for the support. It means a lot, you guys, already. And I'm going to be heading out of here soon, but I did want to let you guys know I'm going to be doing a webinar within the next coming week. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys informed. And before I go, I did want to tell you guys, follow me on Instagram. I do weekly updates on my Instagram. Also follow me on Facebook. Both Facebook and Instagram is Live Narc Free. All right. But so I don't know if you guys know, but I do have a 90-day coaching package program that I'm doing and I'm offering. In that 90-day coaching package program, I talk about how to overcome narcissistic abuse, how I did it, and how I helped other people do it. So I want to offer that to you guys, and I'll be talking more about this on the webinar. But I want to offer it because I know that no one can overcome narcissistic abuse overnight. Everybody knows that. But I believe that you can overcome narcissistic abuse within a certain time period. It's not saying that you're going to do it right away, but you will at least get onto that pathway of overcoming it. And again, just to kind of give you guys, again, qualifications, how I started, I've been dealing with narcissists since 2000. I always try to remember the dates. It was 2010. I met my male narc. I was living with my aunt for 5 years. So as I said, I had personal one-on-one up close experience with those two at the same time. And it was definitely something that was hurtful that I dealt with, but I overcame it. And for those of you that are wondering, like, how did I overcome it? So not only did I start to learn how to love myself, so I started as I mentioned before, I started doing yoga. I started reading a lot of self-help books. I started to get closer to God. So my faith in God became so much stronger, especially after all the pain and all the abuse that I endured. It was just crazy, something I've never went through or experienced. I started to do a lot of research online, especially with the guy I was dating. Like, some of the things that he did and said to me, I never experienced it in my life. And I was just like, I remember typing it in on my phone and I was like, what does this mean when a guy says this? Or what does this mean when a guy does that? You know what I mean? So I was really curious. And I remember one of the days when it popped up and it said narcissist. And I was like, narcissist? Was I dealing with somebody that was crazy? And I already felt like he was crazy just because, like, the way that he was, like, just his whole aura. And, I was young at the time, because right now I'm 31. Well, I'm 30. I'll be 31 May 10th, but I always be saying 31. But yeah, it was just really weird. So I started to do the research, and I was like, I was like, oh crap, this was a narcissist. And so then, I still kept doing research about it, and I looked on the support groups, and other people were like, oh man, I was abused, and never go back to this person. They don't change. You're wasting your time. You have to move on. And so then I was just like, okay, so if this person doesn't change, then I have to change. So I have to move on. You get what I'm saying? So that was another way that I overcame narcissistic abuse, by understanding that it's not up to them to change. It's literally up to me. Like, I have to be the one to do the work. I have to do my inner healing. Another way I overcame narcissistic abuse was I had to look at my childhood. I had to see why I attracted a narcissist. Why did I stay and talk to that person, stay in that connection? Because that was literally for like 4 years that I dealt with that person, with that male narc. And I was just thinking, like, why did I feel so comfortable being around them? Why did I date them? Why did I get so close to them? Was there something that I still needed to heal? Was there something that reminded me of the male narc that reminded me of my mom and my dad? You get what I'm saying? So what I did was, I started to talk to my mom. I started to talk to my dad about how I felt in my childhood, and how I felt, ignored, how I felt like I wasn't seen, how I felt, abandoned, basically, mainly by my mother, because my dad was the one that raised me. But I felt like my dad really didn't get to know me emotionally, and that really hurt. And let me know, does this make sense, you guys? I know this is like a lot, but I just want to let you guys know, like, literally, like, how I overcame narcissistic abuse. And I'll probably gonna make another video. But yeah, it was very, very hurtful. But to be honest, although I did realize that about my childhood, I had to dig deep inside of myself, into my inner child, and I had to say, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. I'm not the only one that's been through this. But at this point in time, I confronted both my mom and confronted both of my dad about everything. I'm not going to go too much into it like that, but long story short, I forgave both my mom and I forgave both my dad. And once I was able to forgive both of them, I was able to forgive myself. And once I was able to forgive myself, I was able to forgive the narcissist. Now, I know they say never forgive a narcissist, never go back to the narcissist, which, I made that mistake. Of course, we all do, right? But don't ever go backwards, go forward. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was able to overcome narcissistic abuse by forgiving my parents for my childhood, and then eventually forgiving myself. Also, I think I did. Did I tell you guys I read books? I read a lot of books about self-love, self-worth, self-value. I started to read a lot of books about business as well. I started to read a lot of books about mindset, dealing with people, the world in general. Some of my favorite books that I highly recommend is Think and Grow Rich. I recommend, there's this really good book by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. I can't remember the title, but it's like a really, really, really good book. I have to come back on here and let you guys know. But there was so many books that I read, you guys. Crap. I remember The Science of Getting Rich. I read that book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The self-help books. There was so many. I read Live Your Dreams by Les Brown. That was a really amazing book that helped me. There's so many, you guys. I'm going to have to come back on here and let y'all know. But yeah, so that was another way that a way that I overcame narcissistic abuse. And it's definitely been life-changing. It has not been easy. I guess my turning point was because I was thinking in the moment after I'd been abused, after I'd been hurt, I was like, I need to share this with someone, because I was just like, I don't want to keep this information inside of me. I felt like this could probably help someone else. Oh, and not only that, before I get into that, I also went to coaching, or I guess you would call it counseling. But what I will say is, What I recommend, I wish I would have known this before, because the counselor, I guess she was like a counselor or a therapist. She didn't specialize in narcissistic abuse. I was seeing her for a year, and I had to be honest. It was just a little uncomfortable. I guess I didn't really get to know her like that, but slowly but surely we became closer, or we kind of learned to understand each other. I was a Taurus, she was a Leo, and you guys know earth signs and fire signs are different. But anyway, most of the time I felt like she was judging me in the sessions, but it wasn't that. It's just how she came across. Like, she just seemed so serious, like with no emotions. I know Leos are like that too sometimes, not all of them, but she was just like really serious, non-emotional, just super detached. And yeah, and I was just kind of like sharing my story with her, and there was just no reactions. But then later on, when I kind of cried to her in one of the sessions, she was very understanding, because it turns out that she had went through a similar experience, but she never dealt with a narcissist or anything like that. But that's what I would recommend to those of you that are looking for help with dealing with a narcissist. I recommend talking to someone that's dealt with narcissistic abuse, because they can understand you, they can relate to you, and they can give you that validation that you're seeking. You know what I mean? But yeah, so my whole turning point though was when I realized I needed to share this with people, was when I remember I was just in my room thinking to myself, like, I know I've been hurt pretty badly, not just by a guy that I was dating, but also by my aunt. She was like literally like my blood aunt. Like, I was not like born in a foster home or nothing like that. This is blood family here we're talking. And I was just like, I wonder if I shared my video, what people would say. And then, trust me, I was super nervous, because I was like, people are probably going to judge me. They're probably going to think I'm silly. Like, how could I not have known? Like, what was I thinking? But I remember there were a few videos that I posted on my experience dealing with the narcissist and how to tell if a person was a narcissist. I got a couple of views. But the one video that I did that got almost over 10,000 views, 60 something comments. The narcissist has a new girlfriend. If you guys can look it up, I think this video I did was in 2016. This is when I was started to help people overcome narcissistic abuse. That video got almost 10,000 views within weeks after I posted it. And I was just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I was like, all right, God, I see what you're doing. So that's when I knew I was doing the right thing. And people was like saying, oh my God, thank you so much. I've been through this as well. I can't believe you overcame this. And you're so strong. You're so brave. You're so bold for, speaking out and speaking up about it. You know what I mean? So that was definitely life-changing. So as I said, that was how I was able to overcome narcissistic abuse. And as I said, since 2016, I've been helping people with my free content, with my video courses, with my audio courses, and even with my coaching sessions, I've been helping people heal, overcome narcissistic abuse. So that's definitely been a blessing. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have, you guys. Hopefully this resonates. Like this video, share it with someone if you think it could bless somebody. Subscribe. Thank you guys for all your support. If you guys would like to try my 90-day coaching package program, you're more than welcome to. Go ahead and send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. I love to work with you. As I said, it's definitely going to be life-changing. I definitely, like I said, I've gotten the results. I've helped other people get the results. You can get the results as well. I'm not going to do all the work for you, of course, but I'm going to guide you. I'm your guide. I'll be your coach. And as I said, I'm just the kind of person that I am. Like, if you work with me, I'm very determined. I'm driven. I'm really passionate about helping people. My methods that I help people are very, they're unique. They're ways in which people probably wouldn't think will work, but actually do. But yeah, I will definitely assist you guys with overcoming narcissistic abuse if you'd like to try it out. I love to work with you. So other than that, you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. And like I said, I try to make sure I'll be on here earlier during the day for next Sunday. All right. And congratulations to those of you that did win the free 15-minute one-on-one coaching session. I'm going to be doing more giveaways. So again, the people that did win was Mr. ISFP, also known as Jay. Justin Tyson was also a winner. Jonathan Grabin was a winner. And Melissa Harris. Don't forget, send me an email, livenarcfree9@gmail.com, and we will get your appointment set up. All right, so have a blessed day. Bye, guys.